Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to channel Grantito. I am your host, Grantito, and today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. Rather than looking at another Mattel toy, today we are going to be talking about Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. The trailer for this awesome series debuted on Netflix's YouTube channel just a few days ago, and rather than just telling you what's on the screen blatantly or just jumping right into the details with no thoughts, I decided to lay low and dig into the meat of this series. I wanted to know details, I wanted to come up with theories, and I wanted to take a look at this show from every possible angle ever. So today we're going to review 10 thoughts and theories devised by Grantito about Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Let's dive right in, shall we? Number 10. Unique genes will be in the show. One of the screenshots teasing a moment in the show features some very interesting dinosaurs, which just so happen to be glowing parasaurs. If you happen to see the Jurassic World live tour last year or earlier in 2020, then you should be able to recall one act of the show that involved a Stegosaurus and its infant, both of which were glowing purple and gold at night. Dr. Kate Walker explains that many of Jurassic World's dinosaurs had jellyfish DNA integrated into their genome, giving them bioluminescent properties. The Gasparinisaurus and Miragaia in my fan series, Chaos at Kerwood, also possess the same abilities. I think that it's extremely cool that DreamWorks has touched upon these unique genetic modifications for the parasaurs, and that leads many to believe that perhaps we will see some other unique genetic traits, or perhaps even another hybrid dinosaur. Number 9. Camp Cretaceous will reveal the missing dinosaur paddocks. In Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, 6 new species of dinosaurs were seen that did not appear in Jurassic World back in 2015. Those dinosaurs included Allosaurus, Brachiosaurus, Baryonyx, Carnotaurus, Sinoceratops, and Stygimoloch. Based on the Jurassic Facts app by Mattel, it seems that the camp is west of the lagoon, and it is entirely possible that we will get to see the attractions, paddocks, or holding pens that house these dinosaurs, as well as an explanation for why they didn't show until 2018. Number 8. Camp Cretaceous marks the hidden end of a design era. One crucial design difference between Jurassic World and Camp Cretaceous are the symbolic colors. Jurassic World's colors were often associated with blue, gray, black, and white, but the design for the Camp Cretaceous gate, as well as the Mercedes-Benz 6x6, share classic Jurassic red designs. Either this little detail was completely overlooked by the creators at DreamWorks, or the location of Camp Cretaceous marks the last location of the island to feature this color scheme that was due for a blue makeover before the Indominus sent the park into ruin. I will admit, however, the 6x6 looks very awesome, and it reminds me not only of the original Jeep Wranglers from Jurassic Park, but of those sick armored buggies from the Raw Thrills Jurassic Park arcade game. Heavy armor, all-terrain transport, and plenty of room for passengers. That is a truck! Number 7. Torro is the Fallen Kingdom demon Carnotaurus. Torro serves as one of the main antagonists in Camp Cretaceous, but I feel as if we've seen Torro before. My theory is that Torro is the same Carnotaurus from the end of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the one with a broken horn that challenges Rexy for Eli Mills' leg. From this shot here of Torro chasing the kids, I can kind of estimate that she's sized more like a sub-adult, say about 7 feet tall and 20 feet long. 3 years later, this same Carno surely could reach her full size of around 9 feet tall and 30 feet long. Another factor is color. Although the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Carno is harder to see at night, both Torro and the Fallen Kingdom Carno seem to possess a dark blackish-brown body, a reddish-orange facial and body pattern, as well as a beige or cream underbelly. Not only that, but both possess prominent facial scars, and although Torro's fresh cut is on the right side of her snout, we haven't seen a clear look at the Fallen Kingdom Carno's right snout, and it is entirely possible that during Camp Cretaceous and the 3-year gap between films, that this particular meatball could have gotten into some scuffles that would lose it a horn and receive many facial slashes. Speaking of which, number 6. How Torro got her scars. If Torro is the Fallen Kingdom Carnotaurus, I think I know just how this hunter will get her next set of iconic scars. The scars on the adult Carnotaurus are long, 3-fingered slashes that are aged like Rexy's Raptor and I-Rex scars, and based on what I see in the toy line, I believe that I know the culprit. I believe the species to give Torro these long facial wounds is none other than a Baryonyx, more than likely one from the Baryonyx trio consisting of Chaos, Grim, and Limbo. As for the missing horn, I believe that Torro could lose this in a scuffle with a Sinoceratops, which may or may not make its way into the show. I'm really hoping that this is the case, because if Torro does happen to be the same animal seen in Fallen Kingdom, then it'll be loads of fun to follow another canonically named dinosaur in Dominion. Number 5. The possible return of Ceratosaurus. One of the most underrated theropods in Jurassic Park was the Ceratosaurus, a red single-horned carnivore that has only been seen briefly in JP3. However, there are a few factors that contribute to the possibility that Ceratosaurus may actually be in Camp Cretaceous. The first factor is that many of Isla Nublar's attractions, rather than being born in the laboratories, were actually transported off of Isla Sorna and brought to the park for guest enjoyment. Although Ceratosaurus was technically deemed an illegally bred species in 2001, it's still possible that Ms. Ronnie wouldn't let the animals go to waste and would bring them to his park. The second factor is that the DPG species list, which details InGen bred dinosaurs that are either alive or extinct, does feature and label Ceratosaurus as one species to have fallen back into extinction. However, this was only ever updated in 2018, which means that technically the red carnivores could have existed on the island prior to the events of Fallen Kingdom, only to be wiped out by the more dominant predators. And to top off the probabilities, the Ceratosaurus is getting a new figure for the Camp Cretaceous toy line, which bears a similar yet distinguishable color scheme to the JP3 individuals. I pray to God that this theory comes true. I hope that the Ceratosaurus comes back, because that is just one of my favorite animals in JP. Number 4. Camp Cretaceous explains why ACU disobeyed Claire Deering. Shortly after the large ACU team is decimated by the Indominus Rex in Jurassic World, Claire radios for more reinforcements to help locate her nephews in the missing gyrosphere, to which the ACU trooper replies that they've got their hands full already. I always wondered why this was the case, but judging by the fact that we get to see the campers in what looks to be some sort of ACU troop transport van, it's very well possible that this episode may explain why. My prediction is that when all hell is broken loose, some of the remaining ACU from the previous assault, or perhaps another ranger station, comes to the kids' aid, only for the Indominus Rex to appear and kill the ACU soldiers, or at least separate the groups, allowing the campers to get in the van and drive off in a must-go-faster type scene. Number 3. The Raptor Squad attack is just before the final showdown. One of the more suspenseful shots from the trailer shows Miles, the main protagonist, as well as one of the girl campers backed against the wall by the Raptor Squad, with an ominous sky transitioning to dusk. And I wondered, well, when does this happen? Based on the intersection of timelines between Jurassic World and Camp Cretaceous, my best bet is that this suspenseful scene takes place just a while before Owen arrives to the Raptor paddock to gear up for the Indominus Rex hunt. Although I don't expect Owen himself to show up, I do think it is possible that we might see Hoskins appear, or at least one of the counselors or InGen soldiers to help pull the campers out. Or maybe Bumpy will come in and decapitate all the raptors. And speaking of that cute little guy, Number 2. Bumpy takes a stand. Okay, I know that I started this weird trend on Instagram as well as on my channel that Bumpy is some sort of immortal killer that's capable of slaughtering T-Rexes and the Indominus and whatnot. But in all honesty, I think the real Bumpy may end up pulling a copper on us. Whether Bumpy makes an attempt at holding his own against a large predator, or Bumpy provides the distraction to save the campers, I feel that the mascot of Camp Cretaceous may try his best to help the protagonist, similar to how R2-D2 does in the Star Wars saga. I actually half expect a scene like in the Walking with Dinosaurs live show where Bumpy takes on the threat first, only for an adult Ankylosaurus to tag along and destroy the carnivore. Whatever the case, I hope our little Bumpy gets a chance to finish this series out with a bang. And theory number 1, one camper will die. This, without a shadow of a doubt, is the show's biggest criticism. So many butthurt fans in the comments whining about not seeing a child getting horribly mutilated and disemboweled in a TV PG series. I mean, what's wrong with you guys? The only kid DreamWorks would ever kill off that way would be the kid from Shrek 4. But hold on now. Wait a minute. Back it up now. Look. I think it is customary to follow a certain formula when it comes to advertising a Jurassic property. You start off with the majestic moment, you see the cute little herbivores, you get the moment. then hit them with some mild terror and slap the title on it and BAM! Jurassic movie. But if I am being totally honest, I think that one of these seemingly invincible little campers is doomed to die by the jaws of a dinosaur. Think about this. Nobody expected Eddie Carr to be torn in half. Nobody expected Zara to get tortured by pteranodons and eaten whole by a mosasaur. And nobody expects what I think DreamWorks has planned. I mean, sure, we won't see a death like those two, but honestly, Camp Cretaceous may play off what is a Hail Mary move in JP history, which would be the first ever on-screen child death we see in a Jurassic film or show. Think about an animated series like Star Wars: The Clone Wars. This amazing series has every sort of brutal war death imaginable. Innocent slaughter, decapitation, suicide, dismemberment, blast wounds, and so much more, usually all shown on screen. Yet the show still managed to capture the heart and imagination of so many fans and air for 7 incredible seasons. Its follow-up series, Star Wars Rebels, is a bit more child-friendly, but still has some very gruesome deaths that are masked with cutaways, meaning that they don't show the full frame and only focus on the reaction of the victim or other surrounding characters. With Camp Cretaceous, I feel that it may be in between in terms of violence. If one of these campers gets killed off, I think they will just barely show the dinosaur, most likely Torro, grabbing hold of the camper before cutting away to the survivors, with only the screaming and growling to fill in the blanks in the viewer's mind. Think about how Dennis Nedry died. We didn't see him directly get killed, but we can only imagine what sort of horror was going on in that Jeep from afar. I'm willing to bet it'd be like that. And if I were to guess which camper is going to meet their end on Isla Nublar, it would definitely be Ben. Ben, by the looks of it, is the most cowardly camper in the group and doesn't seem to be as important as Miles or the others. The reason I think this is because his cowardice may be his downfall. He can't keep his cool during times of danger, which may lead to him slipping up and potentially getting axed off. And if Ben and the other campers all happen to survive, then he could put my second bet on the 2 counselors, Roxy and Dave, who may put an end to their own adult lives to conserve those of the children. Either way, someone has got to die. And those were my 10 thoughts and theories about Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. What do you guys think? Do you think any of these predictions are going to come true? Do you like the parasaurs? Do you like any of the dinosaur models? Do you like the humans? Tell me down below what you guys like about the show and what theories you think are going to come true, as well as your own theories. I'd love to read them down below. I'd also like to thank you guys for 100 subscribers, currently 117, and that means so much to me. This is a beautiful milestone for the channel. I'm so happy we reached this point, and I can't wait to go even further beyond the stars. But anyways, that's going to do it for me today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't done so yet, please click that subscribe button and be a member of the Grand Tito Army. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on some more videos very, very soon. I got more Mattel reviews coming up. I know you guys love those for some reason. So be prepared to see Cyats and Irritator in the near future. See you guys later!